Hello everyone. In this video we'll try to discuss a bit from our midterm exam paper. So this is the midterm exam paper question number 1. And in these questions we have to match these functions with the graph, which one is matching here and which one is not. That is the question. So if you look at the first question, x cubed minus x, and you see first clue is here we have x cubed. As we have x cubed, then see, this is the cubic function, x cubed. This is the cubic function. This one is not, this one is not, this one is not a cubic function. Okay, so only we have this option, which is a cubic function, which is s. But this is not the only reason why we said this is the answer. Also, our x-intercepts is matching here. There will be 3 x-intercepts at if you think we can take x common from here, so it will be x into x square minus 1. Then from x square minus 1 we will have x plus 1 and x minus 1. So 3 different value we have, which gives us x equal to 0, minus 1 and plus 1, 3 different intercepts. This is how we get this question number A answer is this. So this is the reason actually. Do you see how we get the x-intercept? You can do it in like factoring also. Do you understand? Factoring you can do. You can take x common, then x square minus 1. X square minus 1 means x plus 1 and x minus 1. A square minus b square formula. So then you will see 3 factor will come. From 3 factor you will get 3 real 0 or 3 x-intercept. This is how we can do this math. B number question is g of x equals to x minus x to the power 4. And see, this is a negative parabola, kind of negative parabola. I mean some parabola with a reflection. You see, x is x to the power 4. X to the power 4 is just opposite of x. Minus x to the power 4 is just opposite of x to the power 4. This is a parabola here, but this is not a reflection. There is no reflection here, so even this is not even the answer. Okay, my point is this is not answer. There is no parabola here. Like this is not a parabola. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. So only possible is this is somewhat looks like a parabola, but this is also not the answer because we do not have the reflection here. Okay, this is positive x square graph, positive x square or x to the power 4 or x cube, x to the power 6. X, that is even function. This is somewhat even function, but we need negative even function. Okay, so that's why we even do not have to check this one because not matching. Just we can look and then we can say, oh, this is not the answer because there is minus here, because there is this minus here. Okay, that is the reason. C number, this is fx equals to x cube minus x divided by minus x to the power 4. So C number answer is R. The reason is this is x cube first of all, and this is x to the power 4, x to the power 4, this one. And as it is x to the power 4, our horizontal asymptote will be this one, y equals to 0. And then you will see our x-intercept will be this x cube minus x, similar to this, x cube minus x, similar to this. So if you take x common, then it will be x square minus 1, then x and another x from here will be cancelled out. Then you will get 2 x-intercept. One is at plus 1 and minus 1. So you see plus 1 and minus 1, we have 2 x-intercepts. Also, our vertical asymptote is at x equal to 0 because see, there is only x to the power 4. So we have just only x to the power 4 here. So there is nothing, like no other extra numbers here. So x to the power 4 is our vertical asymptote, which is our vertical asymptote here. So yeah, most of our conditions are matching here, and actually you can try to plug in some value. This is plus 5, so you can put the plus 5 here. If you put plus 5 here, 5 to the 5 cube minus 5 divided by 5 to the power 4 minus 5 to the power 4, and if you do the calculation, you will see the value will come here, minus negative something, negative 0 point something. Alright, so this way we can understand it. D number, see, this is x cube and this is x to the power 4, so, and there is a negative sign here, so we will have some oblique asymptote, and oblique asymptote we have in this question actually, oblique asymptote we have. And similar to this is c, x cube minus x, which is x cube minus x here, x cube minus x here, so their factoring process is pretty much the same thing. Okay, there is nothing new here. So if you do the calculation here, same calculation you can do everywhere. So we will have, you can take x common, then x square minus 1. Similarly, then x and x cancel out because there is some x to the power 4 here. X to the power 4 and then 1x is cancel out. Then you will have x square minus 1, which will give you x plus 1 and minus 1. So for x plus 1 minus 1, as it is now in the downside, this will give us our vertical asymptote. So see, at plus 1 there is asymptote here, and at minus 1 there is asymptote here. To be more sure, you can plug in value, but it actually gives us some sense because this is horizontal oblique asymptote here, negative x is the oblique asymptote here, so oblique asymptote. So most of the conditions are matching from here. And that's the reason why this is the answer. Not most, actually. If you plug in the value, all the conditions will match. If most of the condition, just to be clear, if most of the condition matches with this and only one condition is not matching, then even then that is not the answer. All the condition must match uh, to be the right answer. This is the condition and no alternative here. Let's go to the next question number 2. So this figure is given. Let me recheck which version. This is version A. Okay. So this is question number version number A. So this figure is given, and from this figure we have, for the graph of the function given to the right, identify that is domain and range. So see, in the domain, the graph is continuous in the both direction, negative and positive direction, and there is some asymptote here at x equals to 0. That's why all real number except 0. Or you can say, in our solution set notation system, you can say x such that x is not equals to 0. That means all real number other than x is not equal to 0. And range will be, see, this is the minus 1. So more than minus 1 any value is the range, because in the negative side, less than minus 1, there is no graph. So more than minus 1 everywhere we have the graph. That's why range is all are more than minus 1, or y such that y is greater or equals to minus 1. And we have two real zeros. One is at, or intercepts also you can say, zeros. So at is minus 1 and plus 1, and both of them cross, so they will be odd. This is the answer. You can say, sir, how do we know that there is some asymptote here? Actually, the trend of the graph actually tells us that here also. You can say, sir, is it possible that although the graph looks like it intersected at this minus 1, actually it will not intersect due to the graph drawing here from the screenshot. That's why it looks like this. But as you know, if it is, as the graph became like some curve here, and all of a sudden it is going this direction, so there must be some asymptote here, or else the graph will, if the graph crossed this point, suppose, then the graph should come down to this line. If the graph crossed here at this point, then the graph should come down to this line. All right, so this gives us a sense like what's going on there actually. For the graph of the function, right, identifies domain and range. So this is negative 2, and the graph is actually going in the negative direction. As you can see, graph is moving, and from the positive 2 also graph is moving to the positive 3. This point to this point, graph is moving. So in the positive direction, graph will go forever. This direction, negative, also graph will go forever, which tells us domain will be all real number. Domain will be all real number because in the x direction, graph is everywhere. In the y direction, actually you see in this side there is no graph. Y direction, that is in the y side, there is no graph. So highest we have our y at 0. So this is the 0. Y equal to 0 is here. You can say sir, actually from 3 through minus infinity, actually this is right, but this is not complete, because see, for y equal to minus 2 we have graph minus 2. For minus 1 we have graph this side, look, this side. Then lowest for y equal to 0 we have graph this side and this side, both sides we have graph. Okay, so this is how we know that lowest value of y is not lowest, this is the highest value of the y is 0, and lowest is negative infinity. That's why we said all real number less than or equal to 0. Less than or equal to 0. Why equal to? Because we have some intercept at 0, that's why. The point is dark. Intercept also, graph actually intersected here. Range, all the range is so y is less or equal to 0. And it's 0, so whether it's, so you see there is some 0 here, real 0 is here, and then another real 0 is here, and both of them actually touch. So here also touch, so they will be even multiplicity. Multiplicity will be even. Okay, so this is how we know it, because they touched it. See, they touched it. Touch means they will go there and then they will come back after touching that point. Cross means they will go there and they will just go over it. That means cross. Yeah, this figure is cross. See, they will go there and they will just go over it. If it is touched, then it will come back down. Anyway, sorry. Find the x-intercept, y-intercept, and asymptotes if any for the following functions. So we have this first question is f(x) equals to x cubed minus 3x minus 2. So you see, to find out the x-intercept, you can factor it. This is one method. Another one is also for factoring, or also you can just start putting the value directly. This is 2. There is some negative 2. So this 2, if you factor this 2, then you will get just 1 and then 2. So you know our rules, p by q rules. So we have actually plus 1 minus 1 and plus 2 minus 2 that we can put here. To get the x-intercept or the real zeros for this function. What I said is, once again let me repeat, from these two we actually get the clue what value we have to put here, what value we have to test here in this question. Okay, clue comes from here because there is no number here, so only this. So the factor of 2 is 2 and 1, plus minus 2 and plus minus 1. That they are the factor of 2. So we will put plus minus 1 and plus minus 2 in this function. If you put plus minus 2 and plus minus 1 in this function, you will see only for minus 1 and plus 2 this function is 0. Other value it is not 0. As only for minus 1 and plus 2 this function is 0, that's why they are the x-intercept. This is how we know it. For y-intercept, we have to put 0 here in the x, then we get only minus 2. That's why minus 2 is the answer. And asymptote, this is actually a polynomial function, so this is not, there is no asymptote will come here. Asymptote will not come from here. That's the idea. Then for this function, this is x square minus 4, x square minus 3x plus 2. So you see, actually we can factor it. X square minus 4 means x plus 2 and x minus 2. From this we can use a square minus b square formula. X plus 2 and x minus 2. This is x square minus 3x. This is x square minus 3x plus 2. So you can do middle term factoring here. Middle term factoring will be x square minus twice x minus x plus 2. Then x minus 2 will come from here, and there is x minus 2 the upside also. Do you understand? X plus, and then x minus 2 and x minus 2 will be cancelled out from up and down if you just do one more line. That means minus 2, x minus 2, x minus 2 is cancelled out. So what is remaining in the numerator? Numerator remaining is x plus 2, because minus 2 cancel out. X minus 2 cancel out. So as x plus 2 is remaining here after the cancellation, then minus 2 will be the x-intercept, because x-intercept comes from our numerator here. This is how we know that x-intercept is minus 2. And remember, we cancelled out what? X minus 2 we cancelled out. So for that x minus 2, there will be a hole in the graph. Okay. Anyway, y-intercept, to get the y-intercept, put 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here. You see the remaining is minus 4 divided by 2. Minus 4 divided by 2 means minus 2. Our vertical asymptote is x equal to 1, comes from, you remember, x minus 2 we cancel out, and x minus 1 is remaining here after the middle term factoring. If you just do the middle term factoring, you will see x minus 2 and x minus 1 will come in the downside, and x minus 2, as I said repeatedly, they will be cancelled out. So remaining is x minus 1. From the x minus 1, vertical asymptote will be x equal to plus 1, because it is minus 1, so x equal to plus 1 is the vertical asymptote. And horizontal asymptote is y equal to 1, because power is same. So coefficient will be our horizontal asymptote. And as power is same, there is no oblique asymptote. This is the idea. And for 5 number, you will see this x cube minus 3x minus 2 and this x cube minus 3x minus 2, this question is same. See, that means actually for 5 number is here. You do not have to do the calculation once again. You can just copy your calculation from 4a number for the 5 number. So this is the calculation: x cube minus 3x minus 2, your x-intercept is minus 1 and 2, and y-intercept is 2. This calculation is coming from our 4a number. So you put here minus 1 is our x-intercept, that's why minus 1 is here. Plus 2 is our x-intercept, plus 2 is here. Y-intercept is minus 2 is here. And see, what is our main function? Our power function is x cube, and I think you remember it. X cube graph is like this, like this, cubic function like this x cube graph. That's why now if you just go ahead and try to imagine what our graph will be, and then you will get some sense, because x cube is telling us it is a cubic function graph. Then this intercept, this intercept, this intercept, this is y-intercept, so they will tell us the graph's shape. To get this point, you can just put some value, let's say 1 for plus 1, put plus 1 here, then you will see this point will come. This is the additional point, just like one additional point you can try, and there will be arrow sign here and arrow sign here in the actual graph. Of course, this is taken. Anyway, so this is how we draw the graph. Just you can bring the information from for a number and then try graphing it. Okay, this is a polynomial function, that's why there is no asymptote or nothing here. And 6 number is actually same as for B number question. X square minus 4, x square minus 3x plus 2. See, this question is exactly same as 4B number. Okay, so you can bring all the calculation from there directly. Our x-intercept minus 2, y-intercept minus 2, vertical is here, horizontal is here, and oblique none. So if you give vertical, horizontal, no oblique, then x-intercept, put the x-intercept minus 2, put the y-intercept minus 2, because it is minus 10, that's why minus 2 here. Change in scaling here. And remember, I said we cancel out x minus 2 and x minus 2 from up and down, from numerator and denominator here. So there will be a hole. We cancel out x minus 2, so there will be a hole at x equal to plus 2. And how do we know that the point will be here? You can put the plus 2 in the question, not plus 2 in the calculated question. Calculated question means x plus 2 divided by x minus 1. Because x plus 2 is remaining here, x minus 1 is remaining here. If you put 2, then you will see 2 plus 2 divided by 2 minus 1. So 4 divided by 1, 4 divided by 1 means 4. So 4 is here. That's why at 4, we will have a hole. And as our hole in the graph is here, so our graph must be here in this side, because graph will be around the hole. Okay. My point is why there is no graph here. The reason is already we have got a hole here, so the graph should be here somewhat. Or you can find out some additional points. From x-intercept and y-intercept, we understand. From x-intercept and y-intercept, we understand the graph will be here. Okay, the shape of because there is some asymptote here. They are separating it, so the graph must be here. This question. So this is the question. A student wants to create a rectangular vegetable garden against a wall of a building using a 18-meter fence. She will not need to fence the side of the wall. Express the area of the rectangle as a function of L or W, not both. So area equals to L into W is given. L into W is given. Again, L equal to 18 minus 2W is given. So we can put the value of L here in the question. L for this L. So if we put it, we get this. Then 18 into W, that means 18W. 2W into W means 2W squared. A of W, that means function of width. Okay, because the question is write it as a function. Question is write it as a function. That's why we have to write it as a function of this. So this is our required function in terms of W. Similarly, you can, if you want, you can write it in terms of L also. In that case, you have to put the value of W from here. Okay, you have to go one step ahead. Then what is the dimension, length and width will maximize the area of the garden? You know, this function is, see, this function is a quadratic function. This is 18W minus 2W squared. This function is a quadratic function, and this is actually what type of quadratic? Is it open up or open down? See, this minus 2W squared. So minus, there is a minus here with our x squared term or W squared term. There is a minus, that means it is open down parabola. From the open down parabola, the vertex x value actually will maximize the area, as you know, because vertex x value gives us where the area is maximum, where the value is maximum, that value we get from the vertex. That's why this is the vertex x value, or you can say h comma k. That is for the parabola. If you remember from our quadratic function chapter, our vertex name is h comma k. So h we find out, formula for h is minus b by twice a, and minus b means minus 18, so minus 18 divided by twice a means 2 into minus 2. There will be another bracket here actually. There should be another bracket, so yeah, then it will be cancelled out. Without this bracket is also fine. Okay, so if we put this value, then 2 into 2 means 4, minus 18 divided by 4, there is a minus here, so minus cancel out, minus 18 divided by 4 means 4.5 meter. And if we put this 4.5 in this question, 4.5 here, 18 minus 2 into 4.5, this will give us 9 meter, which is the length. So we can find out the length and we can find out the width this way. Then 8 number, for this 8 number, a 6 inch by 4 inch piece of cardboard, 4 inch piece of cardboard is turned into an open topped box by cutting square pieces of equal sizes out of all 4 corners and then folding the sides up. Express the volume of the box as a function of x, the length of the side of the square that is cut out of each corner. So we have to find out the volume first of all as a function of x. And good news here is actually after folding, what will be the value? That is also given here. And this value is x. This value is 6 minus twice x, and this value is, so you have length, breadth and height, length, width and height, all three you have. And volume formula is length into width into height. So if you just write there multiple this into this into this should give us the volume of the function. Okay, so this actually gives us the volume of the function. If the box, so this is how we write the volume of the function, just not only v of x, because volume in terms of function x is the variable here. If the box must have a volume of 8 cubic inches, what is one possible set of dimensions, length, width and height? So v of x minus, so you see we have, this is given minus this is given 8 cubic, so this is our volume. You can write this equals to 8, and this whole thing equals to 8, then equals to 8. When you bring the 8 to this side, then it will become minus, like this. Okay, that means because they said the volume is 8 cubic inches, so this equals to 8, then you bring it back this side, it becomes minus, so like this. Then for what value? This is a function now. What is the real zero for this function? We have to find it out. So one positive real zero, if you do the calculation, one positive real zero is plus 1. So that means if you put plus 1 here, plus 1 here, and plus 1 here, and do the calculation, you will see answer is 0. Now you can say, sir, how do we know that we have to put plus 1? Why not some other value? Actually, yeah, that's a good question, because this plus 1 is coming from where? We have to understand it. This plus 1 is actually coming from the factor of this 8. And also if there is some other question, other value here with the x cube when you multiply it, then we have to take that also into account, and then we have to do the calculation. But the simplest idea is usually we start checking with the +1 and -1, because no matter what, for all the maths we always have some +1 and -1 idea, unless or until it is some different uh, thing. So this factor of 8, for example, factor of 8 is 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, and we can give their plus minus also. Then if you multiply it, this and this number, you will see we can actually have some other, I think you remember p by q. Simply we are using p by q idea to find out this one, just simply that. P by q means factor of this number divided by factor of the highest power term here. This is p, this coefficient of the highest power term is q, so factor of p divided by factor of q. This is how we get the idea which number we have to put here. Okay, this is the idea. But normally what happens is, if you put plus -1, plus -2, plus -3, is just a basic idea. This is not always, this will not always work, but this is the very like first shot, like let's give a try which one we have to put, because most of the maths of our level, they actually goes with +1 -1, +2 -2, +3 -3, this kind of numbers. When you check it, you will see for some of the numbers this will become 0, or +4 -4. You will see some of the numbers will give us 0. Okay, so this is how we have this one. For 1, this function is 0. This is why we are saying 1 positive real 0 for the function is 1. As it is 1, so that means x equal to 1. And if you put 1 here, 6 minus 2 equal to 4. This is how this 4 comes. Then 4 minus 2 into 1 equals to 1. This is how this 2 comes. W equals to 2 comes. Once again, for this kind of question, just do not get baffled by all this extra complication. If the math is simplified, this math is nicely simplified by this figure. So if you try to solve this figure, basically there is a possibility that you may end up with some extra calculations and other things. In fact, without this figure also you can solve this math by this figure, because necessary information is given here. Okay, so this math is interesting because we can make this. Now I'm saying some additional things about this math. This math, we can actually change this math in many different way, and then answer will be something interesting. Without this figure you can solve this math. This is one thing. Another thing is, this is said open topped box. So open top, there is nothing here. So if I say what is the surface area, total surface area of this figure, okay, then surface area, we have to find out all surface area other than this one, because there is nothing here for this cardboard thing. What will be the surface area? So we can actually try to find it out. Also there is some other, we can make rectangle here, and we can try it out that side also. So you see, from one math, actually there are many other possible alternatives, many other directions where we can go for one math. Anyway, these are some additional talks about this kind of maths, and this maths also is interesting actually if you start thinking about it. They have some more meaning, and there are many other ways we can go with these maths. Anyway, so this is the version A solution, and actually I have the version B solution also. Let me show you version B solution, because they are similar, so it will not take too much time to discuss. They are similar. Just in the version B number, we changed the orientation or position of the thing a little bit. Okay, suppose this question was not a number in the version A, this was some other questions. Now we just change their position. So a number, this is -x⁴, as you already know from the previous discussion of the previous paper. For -x⁴, this is not the answer, and they cannot be answered. Similarly, b number x cube minus x. So for x cube minus x, so this is our answer for b number, because for the same explanation will come here and same way. So I think this is the answer for this question. Same, all the questions are same, just the numbering is different. This is p, q, r, s, and they are also rearranged, reshuffled. So the answer is, this is how answer are different, but the figures are same. And this is 2 number, 3 number, 4, 5. Okay, this is nice actually. We can discuss it from, because this 4 number and this are matching. Let's discuss it. So you see, this is in our version A, the graph actually was this is upside down graph. Okay, same graph was there in the similar graph, not same, similar graph was there in our version A. Just this side was up and this side was down in the other in that version. Anyway, so all real number other than 0, similarly, and y is less than plus 1, because less than plus 1 is here, so y will be less than plus 1 in this figure. Okay, and then minus 1 and plus 1, we have the real 0, minus 1 and plus 1, we have the real 0, because minus 1 and plus 1, we have the intercept for the graph and they are cross, so this is odd multiplicity. And this question, if you want to see, I can make it bigger also. Oh, I can make it bigger also if you want, but okay, let's make it bigger. And let's give 1 page, okay? 1 page is better, I think, for you. Later I will give 2 pages if I want. Okay, I think this is better. So, this question, actually in the version A, this figure was downside. The whole same figure, it was downside like this. Okay, so downside figure it was. Now it is just upside, the same similar figure. So the domain is still all real number, but the range will be more than or equal to 0. The other figure was less than or equal to 0. This figure is more than or equal to 0. And our real 0 are same, minus 2 and plus 2, and they touch. So this is even. So this is how it comes. Similar function, just the positive negative is a bit different, and the solution process is also same. We have to check for plus 1 minus 1, plus 2 minus 2 here also, and then we will see for plus 1 and minus 2 this function is 0. And for y-intercept we can put x equal to 0, then we get y-intercept plus 2. Asymptote is none because it is a polynomial function, so asymptote is none. Similar, see, similar, this is similar. So we have x square minus 4, so we can write x plus 2 and x minus 2 in the numerator, and in the denominator we have x square plus x minus 2, so middle term factoring, x square plus twice x minus 2. For the middle term factoring, it will be like this, x square plus twice x minus 2. Then if you take x common, it will be x plus 2, then minus 1, yeah, minus 1 common, then it will be x plus 2. So x plus 2 will be cancelled out from the up and down. So for that there will be a hole there. I mean, you can just write 2-3 more lines here. Then you will see automatically see that one term will be cancelled out from up and down, and that will be x plus 2. X plus 2 will be cancelled out. So minus 2 will be remaining here. As it is minus 2 is remaining here, that's why plus 2 is the x-intercept, because x-intercept comes from our numerator, and from the denominator we have the vertical asymptote. Vertical asymptote x minus 1 is remaining here, that's why x plus 1 is x equal to plus 1 is the vertical asymptote, and power is same here. Also in the calculated terms also you will see power is same, that's why horizontal asymptote is 1. And how we get the y-intercept plus 2 here? Because you see, if we put 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here, so we have minus 4 divided by minus 2. Minus 4 divided by minus 2 means plus 2. Okay. And then I think that's the end of this question. So you will see this 4 number A and 4B we will use for the 5 number and 6 number. 5 number is same question as 4A, and 6 number is same question as 4B. So you can just bring all the calculation from there and then graph it. Our x-intercept is plus 1 minus 2, plus 1 minus 2, and y-intercept is plus 2. This is the plus 2, and this is a cubic function. So you can see this is a cubic function here, cubic function x cube. So this is just only x cube. X cube graph is like this. So if you just go ahead with this point, then just go. You can say, sir, how do we know that this point? Just put some value, additional point -1 in the here, because we do not know where the graph is for -1. So just put -1, then you will see this value will come. Or you can do some adjustment to get the approximate height. We said find out approximate height. Okay, so you can just give a try to find out the approximate height for the function also. So this cubic function tells us or gives us the sense that the graph will be like this. Okay, and this point are coming directly from the calculation. You need just one more point to graph here, just only one more point, and this point is here. Even without this point also you can just approximate it. You can say, sir, how do I know that -1 I have to do calculation? You can say, then you can find out calculation for some other value in between here. Anything. -1 is definitely the best choice here. And so 6 number is also, as I said, this is 4B number question. Main question is like 4B. So you can just bring the calculation directly here. And our x-intercept comes at +2. So +2 is here, and our asymptote, if you give the asymptote, this is the asymptote, this is the asymptote. Then as we have a point here, then our graph should go like this, because the graph should go closer and closer to the asymptote, and they should not touch it. So basically we have the graph here. As we have the graph here, so there will be no graph in this side. And our y-intercept is +2, so y-intercept is +2 here. As we have y-intercept, so there must be some graph here. And there is a hole here at -2, because remember, we have cancelled out x +2 and x +2 from this function in the calculation. That's why we have cancelled out +2. So at -2 there will be a hole here. Okay, so this is how we get it. At -2 there is a hole here. And you can say, how do I know that -2 is here? How do I know that the hole will be here? You can put -2 in the calculated version. Calculated version is x -2 divided by x -1, I guess. Yeah, x -2, x +2, x +2, so x -2 is remaining here, and divided by x +2 is gone, so x -1 is remaining. So x -1 is down and x +2 is down, up there. So x +2, if we put +2 there, x +2 divided by +2, so is it, what is coming here? X +2 divided by x -1. So if we put -2, if we put x equals to -2, then it becomes 0. So x -2 -4 divided by -2 -3, so -4 divided by -3, -4 divided by -3 means 1 point something. So this is 1 point something. Yeah, everything is good. So everything is good. I mean, I'm just doing the calculation there now. So you can just put the value and can do the calculation. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, this is x square -4. And if you do the calculation and cancellation, x +2 will be remaining here. X -2 divided by x -1 will be remaining here. And then if you put the value of hole in the function, then this value will automatically come from your calculation. Y value will automatically come from your calculation. So this is how we get this hole here. Also, you can just draw, because this is the point. So graph should come closer and closer, and like this you can draw the graph. And then for -2, as the graph is here, so the hole will be on the graph. Hole cannot be in the empty space there. We cannot draw a hole here, right? We have to draw the hole in the graph, on the graph. So that's why the graph of the hole will be there. This is another idea how we know that the hole is there. And then these two questions is also similar. So say A equal to L of W given, we have to put length and width. Then L value if we put here, then we get the function. Same reason, we have to find out the width first, because the function is given as width. So minus b by twice a, which is this is a quadratic, open down quadratic, open down. So vertex h and k value. So h value formula is minus b by twice a. We use it. We get 3.5. Put it back here, 3.5. Then we get 7 meter for the length, because width is 3.5 from the calculation. This. And how do we know that this is the width? This width is the width will come from minus b by twice a, because minus b by twice a gives us the x value of the vertex, and this is for this question, x means w, because you see function is given in terms of w. So this way also you can think for understanding it. This concept is the concept is related to the quadratic function also. And this question is, so you see length as similar to our previous version also. Length, breadth, and height is given. So length is given this, height is given this, and width is given this. So volume will be length into breadth. This is the length is actually here. This is not a problem which one you consider length actually. Anyway, because it is all multiple. This into this into this. This is the volume as a function of x. And then if we put here v of x equals to see, this is given 6 cubic inches, so that means volume equal to 6. We can write here equal to 6. So when you bring this 6 back in this side, then it will become minus 6. That's why it is minus 6. And one possible real zero for the function is 1. That means if you put here 1, the whole function will become 0. 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. If you put 1 in the whole function and do the calculation, then it will become 0. See, 8 minus 2 equal to 6. 3 minus 2 equal to 1, and 1 here. That means everywhere it is 1, then 6 is here. 6 minus 6 equal to 0. This way also you can see that for 1 it becomes 0. As 1 it is 0, now we can put 1 here, and 1 here to get length, breadth, and height. Okay, so this way we get it. I think that's the end of the whole paper. Yeah, this is version B, as you can see, and the previous one was version A. Alright, I think I can stop it here, and thank you all. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay, ta-ta.